Well, a regular on Compass FM, I'm happy to say, is Simon Templeton. Simon is Chief Executive for Age Concern in Canterbury and joins me now on the phone. And a very good afternoon to you, Simon.
Yeah, look, good afternoon to you and to all your listeners.
It's great to have you back on air with us here at Compass, Simon, and I would imagine you're a very busy man. Our elderly, of course, are our most vulnerable when it comes to COVID-19. So we're going to look specifically at that. It seems our government taking a very caring attitude toward the elderly. Would you agree?
Yeah, look, I think the decision they've made to push go and put us all in these completely unprecedented ways of living for at least the next month really does highlight to me, how much they care. And I know that the community out there is supportive of this move, and it shows that they care for our older people as well.
Well, of course, a lot of our older people are in retirement villages. My mum is. I can't visit her at the moment. That's hard, but at the same time, I congratulate, in my case, the retirement villages for making that call. But a lot of older people, of course, Simon, are still in their own homes. So how can we help them in terms of COVID-19?
Yeah, so look, most older people are in their own homes, and actually most are well connected. They're connected through the internet, they're connected through family. Our real concern is for those older people who don't have someone. We face this every day at Age Concern Canterbury, where a lot of my team are focusing on supporting older people who have no one else in a normal situation. And so our real concern is those people at this time, and we're suggesting to everyone that they reach out to their loved ones, reach out to your neighbours. Now that's going to be really challenging today really, that you can't just go and knock on the door and go and have a cup of tea. That's just not okay in our current environment. So, but there's nothing to say you can't, knock on the door, talk through the door to people, just ask if they're okay, perhaps get a phone number, and then, give them some regular calls. What we are seeing at Age Concern Canterbury in the last couple of days in particular is a huge number of older people contacting us, just wanting reassurance, wanting someone to talk to, just a listening ear to talk through the fears and concerns the same way as you and I are doing with our family, with our children, with our partners. If they are living at home, they're really isolated and they don't have someone, they're feeling very lost. So there is a lot we can do as individuals, and that make sure we connect with people we're already connected to and reach out to those who maybe we aren't already connected to.
Yep. And having said that, there are some older people, Simon, you'll know that, shall we say, for want of a better word, somewhat reclusive and don't actually really want a lot of contact, but still it doesn't hurt to, as you say, maybe just knock on the door, step back a few metres and just go, hello, Mrs. Smith, just making sure you're okay, or even just calling out over the fence, I guess.
Look, absolutely. The calling out over the fence is absolutely fine. If you hear your neighbour at the clothesline, perhaps just call out, "G'day, are you okay? Do you need anything?" Now, again, the key thing to mention there is if they do need something, it's still not okay for you to wander into the house. We are moving into a complete lockdown situation. Older people are the most vulnerable to this illness, and so, that face-to-face contact isn't okay. So what we'd suggest is if there is a need that person identifies to you, and you can't meet that need without, being in contact with them, contact Age Concern, and that's here in Canterbury. There's an 0800 number, 0800 80 3344, and we have got processes in place. We have staff and vetted volunteers who can support people. We're also linked well into the health system. We're linked well into the city council system to get people the support they need.
Yep. Well, you guys really are the one-stop shop, especially for those that perhaps have no one else in their lives to look out for them. Yet we're hearing some lovely stories, Simon, for instance, one recently in Christchurch where someone's gone around and just put flyers in all their neighbours' letterboxes saying, look, if you can't get out for groceries or for whatever reason, if there's something you need, you can phone me or text me or email me or whatever, and I'm happy to go and do some shopping for you. In terms of how you make payment for that, you can sort that out later. But I think being aware of who your neighbours are, and maybe this this is one of the good things about this COVID thing. We're all getting to know who lives in our street. But if we've got elderly people living in our street, it wouldn't hurt perhaps just to, put something in the letterbox to say, if you need anything, give me a call. And of course, also perhaps include Age Concern's phone number there as well in case they're not aware of it.
Yeah, look, absolutely. And the letter drop idea in the mailbox is wonderful. One of the things we are hearing quite a bit in the last few days is people's concern about grocery shopping. Obviously, the older, more frail really shouldn't be going to any supermarket. They really should be getting things delivered to them by others, left on the doorstep. The person then steps back well away from them and lets them take those groceries inside. So if neighbours can do that to people, that is fantastic.
Always good to have you on air here at Compass FM. Simon, was there anything else you wanted to add today?
No, look, people, this is unprecedented times. At very early days, we're going to have at least a month of this. Be kind to one another and support.
Absolutely. Thanks very much, Simon. Simon is the Chief Executive for Age Concern Canterbury, Simon Templeton, and we are Compass FM.